Hello, I am back with another video, and this video is a book sleeve, book cover, whatever you want to call it. I say sleeve, like I think most of people say sleeve. Anyway, book sleeve update. so, um, I have gotten a stack of book sleeves from Book View. I believe that's what it's called, from their Black Friday sale and New Year's sale. So I wanted to show you guys all the ones that I have, and then after I show you all the ones that I have, then I will show you all the new ones that I got. So the very first book sleeve I ever got was this little Dealio. It's a JanSport one, or JanSport. I actually don't even know how to pronounce that. I got this one because a coworker of mine was giving me a lot of papers, like smaller papers that could fit in this. And I didn't have a folder on me at the time that I thought that could keep all these papers in it, as I was walking around through the school building trying to get stuff done. And she was always giving me a book to read along with some of these papers that we had to exchange for each other. So she ended up giving it to me in this. So that's the very first one I got. And then I started seeing book sleeves be circulated a little bit more around YouTube. And I was like, ooh, I definitely would love to get one of those, because the idea of the book sleeves are actually pretty cool. Is to protect mostly your paperback books, but of course you can put hardback books in there as well. So then I was like, oh, I can make those. I don't want to buy them, but I never got around to making them. And I hopped on Amazon one day, and I was like, ooh, let me get one that'll remind me of my husband when we're not together, because we work different shifts. So sometimes we are apart from each other for long periods of time, some weeks. So I got this one, and it's sloths. He loves sloths. Says sloth is his spirit animal. But yeah, I was like, oh, it'll remind me of him when we're not together. This one I use for like my Bible, like markers and pens, and these are book clips for any of the books that I'm reading, whether they are my Christian books or my normal book reads. But then I also carry like my little pocket books in here as well. Highlighters, Post-its, ink pens, I just said highlighters, yeah. All right. And then, but also there are times though where I will pour most of this stuff out of here, and the book, whatever book that we're reading in our small group at the time, our ladies group, I'll have that in here with just highlighter and pens. So I just got these ones. These ones are new. Everybody's talking about Mr. Pen, and so I just had to see, and they were actually pretty cheap to try, so I got some. But if I'm not using Mr. Pen pens, I'm using these, because these are, the good teacher pens. So I use the colors that I don't use at work. I'll use for like Bible study and whatnot, along with my wand pen. But yeah, so, and I got a bunch of Post-it notes and other stuff in there. So that's all I use. And oh, with this one, I still use this for papers, actually. And I don't even actually use this one very often for books, but when I have like a pop-up shop, I put like receipts and everything in that for when I have a pop-up shop. And I know I need to do better than keeping it in there, so I will be getting one of those like drawer things where you can lock it, that like the cash drawers with the locks on them. I think Walmart has them. Anyway, so then after that, I started to see BookView. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. I started seeing more commercials of them, and some people on YouTube buying those. So then I indulged and got this one. It wasn't that expensive for this one. And I have not seen this one back up on their site since I got it. it has been, I think it was like around the time of the shutdown for the pandemic was when I saw this, because this was the only one from BookView that I had during the entire pandemic. So I actually keep my Kindle in this one. And this is one of their smaller ones, and I don't even know if they have them that small anymore. But this is like one of the original Kindle Paperwhite, um, like where you click the bottom right here, bottom buttons to turn it on and all that stuff, and then you put your code in, and everything's black and white. You can't like you can get the internet on this, but you have to go through a whole bunch of other different buttons. I think this is where they started like testing the internet um on the Kindles, but this is like the one of the original black and whites. And yes, this baby is still strong. I still get like if I want to read and not get distracted by anything else, this is the one that I go to. I have this one, and this is the Kindle Fire 7, if I'm not mistaken. I got one of these back in 2013, I think it was. And at the beginning of the pandemic, when we first moved into this apartment, we were sitting on the porch, and my youngest son, I think, was 4 or 5 at the time, and he was sitting in a chair with it out there, and I knew I shouldn't have let him, but I did, and he broke that one. That one still works, but you can only one side of the screen works, so I don't even charge that one to use it anymore. So I just bought another one, and I have a sleeve that I just got for this one, and I'll show you that one later. But this one is in this one, and it fits perfectly. So much so, though, that before I got the sleeve that I'm about to show you with this one, or for this one, they can actually fit in this one together with no issue. Like, no issue whatsoever. But I don't like them being so cramped up together in this with the screens. So I really wanted to get another one, so I got another one, and I'll show you that one later because it's part of the new one. So this is my Kindle. And the other one I got that's also for the Kindle is not this small. I don't even know if they make them this small anymore. Anyway, I digress.
Jack's on your bed.
Of course he is. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had to get my dog off my bed because I don't understand why he's on my bed. He just came from outside, and now I've got to change my bedspread because he's got wet paw prints all over it. All right, so then I decided I really wanted to make my own book sleeves, but I was still kind of lazy in pulling out the machine, and I love to crochet. So I decided I was going to make 3 book sleeves with some brown yarn that I had an abundance of. And it was still during the pandemic time, so I was still kind of iffy about going out. And not because I was just like petrified of getting COVID. I just personally didn't want to get it because of all of my health issues. I didn't know how I was going to react to it or how my children were going to react to it. And so I didn't really want to go out a whole lot unless it was necessary. And I figured getting a $3 skein of yarn was not a absolute necessity. So I used the brown color that I had in stock here since I wasn't using it for anything else. Because what I needed it for, I had already made stuff with, and I just had a bunch left over. So with one of the browns that I have left over, I made this book sleeve, and I keep my hardbacks in this, and this one is a manga. And yes, I do read manga. I don't read it as much as I read other books, but I do read manga. Most of the manga that I read is horror manga. So, which, I mean, it's kind of course you do sort of thing, because I read horror novels the most. Now, my son has gotten me to read Nataro. I still don't even know how to pronounce it right. He's gotten me to read that one, and I was gonna say Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Ghoul is still considered horror, so yeah. But anywho, so I keep my hardback books in it as well, but I figure a hardback is better to keep in the crochet ones because I didn't put fabric on the inside, so it's literally just the yarn, and every now and again it peeks through. Paperback would do really bad sliding into these. So I use these for my hardback. So that one is one. Here's another one. It's not as thick as the other. And this is also a Jujutsu manga in there. And then the last one, I actually don't have anything in it. And it is a bigger one for like another big, like this one. But instead of going up and down this way, like skinny, it is more of a wider one. And it goes, you know, that way. Actually, I think I just took a book out of this one, and I can't remember what it was. But it wasn't a manga. But yeah, you have to kind of like feed it in there too. So I try to not have paperback in it since you have to feed the one side. But I have those. Well, and then I wanted to take a break on crocheting the book sleeves because I was then making head wraps, like sewing up head wraps and all that stuff. But because I had orders to do, and I think also I took a break from crocheting because during the pandemic, I crocheted a lot of blankets for birthday parties, orders, all that stuff. So I was like, my fingers are hurting. Let's take a break. So then I started finding patterns to make book sleeves myself. And so I made me a book sleeve. And I really absolutely love this one. All of the other book sleeves that I've made, I've sold. I made 25 during the pandemic, and I had not made any more since then for profit. I had made some more just to give away as gifts. But I have a lot of yarn, or not yarn, fabric. I have lots of yards of fabric cut out, and the insides of them also cut out to make more of these. I would say I'm just waiting to get off my lazy butt to do it, but I actually have not been lazy. I've been in class and doing stuff with church after school, and I just, it's a lot. My kids are older, so their schedules are busier. But I just have not had the time to sit down to make anymore, and I need to make time because I absolutely love these, and I can't be spending the amount of money that I spent to get these, and mostly all Christmas money still, but I can't be spending that type of money to buy these when I know that I can make them. Batman is my first vigilante superhero that I like. So, and yes, I'm gonna say vigilante. I know somebody's gonna come for me in the comments, especially since I'm wearing a Flash shirt. And the two comics are in very different universes. But yeah, so this one was my favorite. Flash came way down the list, but yeah, so this isn't about the clothes that I'm wearing today for work. This is about these. So I know they don't go together, but don't come at me because I'm doing a review on this. Anyway, so these fit a normal size type of book. I have a hardback book in here. That's the one that I have in here for now. But then I also have a softback book in here. If I can pull it up. It slid in there with no problem. And that's one of my Christian books. And then I have a card that somebody gave me. So even the ones that I make are pretty roomy. I do have to work on my dimensions because while it fits in there, you can't actually really see, but it's almost like flush with the top part of this. So probably using this for smaller books would help me to keep the top part of it even in better condition, because this still isn't in bad condition, but with it sitting flush I think I said flush. I meant flush. With it saying flush with the top. It's not really protecting the top part of it, but it is protecting the bottom. But I still use it quite a bit. I still use it quite a bit. This is the one I use in my bedroom though when I'm reading right before I go to bed. So I usually just pull this out and read. And that's if I'm not, super exhausted where I'm just going straight to bed. But so I made that one. I made 25 other ones. I gave some out. I sold some. But then I wanted to take a break on sewing because I was also making hair wraps and blankets and a purse. I made a few purses for people's birthdays. But again, when you do something all the time, you do start to get a little bit tired. So I hopped online to look and see what these infamous Harry Potter covers were. They were Nerdy Ink Harry Potter book covers. And they were literally like dust jacket covers. And I was like, oh my goodness, those are so beautiful. So I got those. And while I was on there getting those, I came across their book sleeves. But Nerdy Ink does not have any more book sleeves. I know they are also doing a liquidation right now. I don't believe that they are closing, but I think they are going to temporarily close. While they get some other stuff done because the owner, the female owner of the shop, the wife, she got a book deal. So she is focusing on that at the moment, and then her husband got a job somewhere and he's focusing on that. Why am I saying this like I'm telling somebody's business? They sent this out to all of their customers. It's not a secret, and it's also on their Instagram. But anyway, I digress. I got on there and I saw their book sleeve, and I had recently, right before I got the book sleeve, had a student that passed away, and her favorite books to read were The Lord of the Rings. So I ended up getting their Lord of the Rings book sleeve to remind me of my students, and I just thought these was amazing. They had some other ones on there that I did want to get, but theirs was a little bit pricey for me at the time. I'm not going to say like it was just so pricey I was never going to get any. It was just pricey for me at the time. So I just got this, and I don't know why I did not go back on there before they didn't make these anymore to see why, or to see, other book sleeves and buy anymore. But I made sure that I got the one that I absolutely wanted, and it has a little tag on it. I don't know if you can see it. Nerdy Ink. So I don't know if anybody else has one out there. We may be the only ones to have these, but yeah. So I just thought that was cool because book sleeves were really big in all the rage at the time, and I think that's why they jumped on that. But I don't know. Well, then I decided I wanted to make book sleeves again myself, but I end up, instead of making more book sleeves, I end up making computer covers. And a friend of mine, her birthday was coming up soon, so I wanted to make her, I don't think I made her a purse, but I know for sure that I made her book sleeve. And we did two different sorts of fabrics on one Minnie Mouse fabric on the outside and one Minnie Mouse fabric on the inside. And so while I made her hers, and I don't have a picture to put up here, I made me one with some leftover Harry Potter fabric, because I had the Murata's map fabric, and I made a headscarf with, and I think it's even in some of my videos on this channel. I made a headscarf, and then the inside of it, I don't even know what I used the fabric for that's on the inside of this, because I didn't make a book cover or anything with it, but I was like, let's put this together and make a computer sleeve. Now, this computer sleeve can also be used for a long hardback book. It is the same size, and I have put some hardback covers in here, but ultimately, I use this for my iMac Pro, AirMac Pro? No. I got a Mac computer, and I think it's an Air something. I don't know. My the original publisher that I was gonna work with for a different book of mine that I was putting together, that whole thing fell through. But anyway, that publisher told me to get a Mac. Everybody who's a writer or a publisher has a Mac. You need to get a Mac. It just works better with Word doc, all that stuff. So I believed her. I got a Mac. I still use my Mac for my books, to write my books, but you don't actually need a Mac computer to write a book. But anyway, I digress. Here's the cover for it. And I absolutely love it. So if you do it this way, it's just this cover. But the way that I originally made it, and it'll go both ways. I found a pattern to where I can make it both ways. And there is none of that like foamy fabric stuff that goes in between, that little white foam stuff that goes in between the fabric in this one. This is just fabric on the inside, fabric on the outside. I figured with as much fabric as I was going to use, that's all I was going to need, and it worked out perfectly. But this was the original way I had it, but to me it resembled a Christmas stocking way too much. I don't know why it resembled a Christmas stocking, but to me it did. But I had this go around the top part, and I mean, I still think it looks really awesome with this. And if I wanted to carry a book that was slightly smaller than my Mac computer, I would do it this way. Or if I wanted to put my smaller Lenovo, is it Lenovo? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Lenovo. I'm way off. If I wanted to put my smaller Lenovo computer in there, it just slides right in there. So, but either way, my Mac computer fits in it this way, or the other way, and my Lenovo fits in it this way. So eventually I will get back to making these. I did have a lot of fun making these. I do have fun making my crafts and stuff, but I'm also living in an apartment where everything is done on my dining room table. Like literally everything is done on the dining room table. So when you have kids, it's hard to keep a dining room table clean anyway, or cleared and clean. And then when you're a crafty person and a teacher, where sometimes you have to also use your dining room table to grade papers, the craft part comes last. So you're like, oh, I want to craft this. Ooh, I don't want to clear off the table, so I won't be crafting that. That's how that goes. All right, before this video becomes too much longer, I am now going to show you the 6 new covers that I got. And like I said, I got these on the Black Friday New Year's sale. And I say Black Friday New Year's because I think Black Friday they were all 50% off, and New Year's they were 50 to 60% off. And I think some of them are still like that, and it could be even cheaper. I go on there to check every now and again to see if the prices are even lower, because if they're even lower, I could get the other 3 or 4 that I didn't get. And yes, because you can't coupon with them, I am going to make sure that I at least get sales, because teacher salary is broke salary. So just saying. Anyway, the one that I got for my tablet is different coffees. I love drinking coffee. I love making coffee, all kind of different kinds of coffee. I don't like making coffee when it is like pressure to make coffee. So I just make it how I like it when whatever I feel that day. So this is, see, they're smaller, and this is the one to fit a tablet, but they're smaller than what they used to be, that small size. Also, so this is how their logo was on it back during the pandemic. It is upgraded, and this is how it is now. I don't know if that was like a customer complaint sort of thing, or if they just wanted a smaller one. Either way, I'm here for it. I like this one, and I also like the old one. So, so I got this one, different types of coffees. I thought that was cool. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that tablet in there right now before I forget. Ooh, check that out. And then it has about that much room left in it, so it definitely can fit like smaller books and stuff too. So I'm gonna put that over there. And then I got this one. It's headphones, melting smiley face, little text messages, a e-reader, and some books and some little symbols. I just thought that was cute and creepy, creepy cute. So, and then because I like horror movies and I read horror a lot, I had to get this one. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, have to get it. I had to get it. Because why not? Also, another one that's kind of like cute, creepy, and I feel like it goes with this one, like they were a pair. So I had to get both. So I got this one. Reading is my therapy. Like, look at that. They've got to be, they're the same color scheme. They've got to be like twins. Sisters or brothers, or sister and brother twins. Like they're twins. So, yeah, I got them. And I got them in the same size, I believe. Yeah, same size. And then again, because I like horror and I saw this one and I had to get it. But for whatever reason, I just noticed today that it says we all float down here. If you don't know, it is it. I also love murder mysteries, whodunit sort of books. So this is reminded me of that one. The Voodoo Doll, bedtime stories. Like all of the Creature of the Black Lagoon and Dracula classics. But yeah, what's better? I'm saying one of the best scary movies ever. This is actually my favorite scary movie. It's cheesy as all get out, and it is definitely a pointless sort of why are you scared of somebody on the other side of the phone thing, and you guys made him be bigger than what he is by constantly answering the phone sort of killer. But I absolutely love it. And lastly, for the Gigantor books, and it could also fit this computer, is the biggest book sleeve that they have, and I do believe in the description it also says that it fits computer devices, is the blood spatter, because of course scary movies, why not get the blood spatter? And of course down in the corners it still has the book view stamp. But look, I can put my computer in there. No problemo. And I think actually for now, I will be carrying my computer in this one. Just for now, with the charger. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's my book sleeve update. Unless I get a bigger book that I'm going to be hauling around for now, I'll be carrying that in there. And I mean, they're all interchangeable, so whatever I would need it for, I would just clear it out and carry something else in it. But these are all firm and rigid right now because I just got them. And it's that material too, so I just had to update you guys on all of my book sleeves because I have so many. I have so many book sleeves. So many book sleeves. Yeah, so that's my book sleeve video. Okay, bye.